Hey sis, the PSP you bought your daughter is so cool. Ever since my son saw and tried playing it on the first day of his summer vacation at your house, he's been asking me to buy him one too.
Oh, children. I could see how much my cute nephew liked the PSP too. But he and my daughter were so tied to the game that they sometimes skipped dinner to play with it in the living room. Actually, we didn't buy her that PSP. She bought it herself.
Really? Do you mean that you gave her the money and she went to the store to buy it?
No, she'd been saving up her pocket money for a while. We didn't have to give her any extra money.
Well, that's impressive. How much was that PSP? I'm thinking about buying my son one.
It was $700. I'll send you the address of the store if you want. Or maybe you can drop by on the way to the park tomorrow.
Wait, what? $700 for a tiny PSP? Are you kidding me?
No, actually $700 was the price after the discount. Is there anything wrong with that?
Whoa, I can't believe that you let your child spend $700 on just a game console. That's too expensive. You know that we can never afford it.
I guess there may be some other PSPs with lower prices at that store. Why don't you bring your son there tomorrow and let him choose by himself?
No, he'll definitely choose the same one as your daughter's because he wants it so bad. Then he'll only push for it until we buy it for him.
Yeah, you're right. I can understand after seeing how my daughter reacted to that thing. She liked it so bad too. She said that she'd do anything to have that PSP. On second thought, $700 was kind of a lot, but I think it's worth more than just the money. I mean, the PSP was like my daughter's first achievement in her life because it was the most expensive thing she'd ever bought on her own. We're so proud of her.
Well, it didn't surprise me at all that she could buy that PSP on her own. Your husband is wealthy, so he must have given her a large amount of pocket money every month, huh?
Not really. My husband doesn't want her to be spoiled, so we give her the same amount as other kids. Just enough for her to buy some snacks. Most of that money was from her housework wages.
Your family is that rich, but you still ask your child to do the housework? Seriously?
Yes, and we pay her for that. It's our plan to help her build early awareness of money and independence, and it worked. When she wanted to have something, she wouldn't ask for money right away, but start saving up first. Hey, why don't you try our method on your son?
Jeez, my son is precious. How could I ask him to do the housework? Not like your daughter. We love our son so much that when he wants anything, he just has to come to ask me or my husband, and we'll give him what he wants. There's no need to force kids to do household chores when you can afford the stuff.
I don't force my kid to do that. It's up to her. She'll get more pocket money if she does the housework. That's it. That's our way to raise her. If you don't like that method, just forget it. You can simply get that PSP for your son and never expect him to act proactively.
I told you that we can't afford that PSP, but my son only wants that one. You know what? I have an idea. Why don't you ask your daughter to give my son her PSP?
What? What are you talking about? Do you know how hard my daughter tried to save up enough money for that toy?
I know, but she's a girl. And girls aren't supposed to play video games, you know? She should give her PSP to my son and go play with dolls and clothes. Problem solved. To be honest, you shouldn't let your daughter play with boy stuff like PSPs, or else she might act too much like a boy in the future.
Okay, shut up. I can't believe you. You're being so unreasonable and rude to my daughter. You don't want your son to try his best to get what he likes, but you could easily ask another kid to give up what she tried really hard on? How could you do that, Chloe?
Huh? Are you getting mad at me just because of a toy?
No, it's not about the toy. Don't you understand? I'm getting mad because you're spoiling my nephew and encouraging him to get things from others instead of working for them. You're raising a spoiled brat. Do you not see that?
Take that back, Amy. Just because your family is richer than mine doesn't mean that you can judge the way I'm raising my child or call him a spoiled brat.
Okay, I'm sorry if I was too harsh, but you shouldn't have made such an unreasonable offer.
All right, you're always right. I'm broke, therefore I'm always wrong. Now you're happy?
Don't talk to me that way, Chloe. You're not a kid anymore. I was trying to help you out because I wanted good things for you, my little sister. and my nephew.
But you didn't even want to give your nephew that PSP. You're so good, huh?
My goodness, this is gonna take forever. I explained to you why I couldn't do that. Do I need to explain myself again?
Blah, blah, blah. I don't care what your reasons were. I'll find my own way to give my son what he wants. He doesn't need such a bad aunt like you.
Hey, watch your manners. I'm still your sister.
Couldn't care less. I'm sick of arguing with you. I'm out of here.
Babe, I know that you're still working, but can we talk for a second? This is urgent.
What's wrong, babe?
It's about our daughter's PSP. This morning, our daughter came to me crying and told me that she'd lost her PSP. She'd still had it until this morning after she woke up.
What? How did that happen?
She had no idea. But then I found out that your sister's son was playing it secretly in the garden.
No way. You're joking, right?
I wish I were, but it really happened. That's why this couldn't wait until you got home.
I know. Honey, are you sure that our nephew was using our daughter's PSP? What if Chloe bought a new PSP for her son?
At first, I had the same thought as you. However, I still got suspicious because you told me that the boy really wanted that PSP, but his parents couldn't afford it. So I checked the ID and the account. Honey, it was her exact PSP. The boy hadn't even logged out of her account.
Oh my God, really? My nephew stole at my house? This is so unacceptable. What did you do to him? Have you told Chloe and her husband about it?
Well, I asked the boy to give back the PSP, but he got aggressive and refused to give it to me. So I had to call his parents. But you know what happened next? You won't believe it.
What happened?
Your sister insisted that she bought a new PSP for her son.
Oh, what?
I know. She was lying. That whole family is just liars. I couldn't believe that your sister and her husband would cover up for her son after such bad behavior. But when I showed her the ID and account of our daughter on that PSP, she started yelling at us, and they all went back to their room with the PSP right away. I couldn't stop them.
I'm so sorry, honey. I'll talk to her about this. She crossed the line with this. How's our daughter now? Is she still crying? Is she okay?
Not yet. That's why I was hoping you could come home ASAP. I think she needs her mother. Babe, I don't know how much longer I can put up with this. I hate to see our daughter upset.
Me neither. I'm so sorry for what happened today. I'm such a bad mom. I'll do anything to make it up to her.
No, don't say that. It's not your fault, babe. It's Chloe and her husband that have to take responsibility for this. To be honest, I was about to call the police, but thinking that she's your sister, I didn't do that.
Thank you so much. Please help me cheer her up while I'm talking to my sister.
Okay, but don't take too long, babe. I know she's your family, but if they keep being unreasonable like that, I have no choice but to call the police.
I got it. I'll be home soon. Chloe, I heard about what happened this morning. I want your son to give the PSP back to my daughter and apologize to her immediately.
Why do we have to apologize? That PSP belongs to my son. I bought it for him this morning.
Stop lying! We both know that you can't afford it. There was also proof that that PSP your son was playing with belongs to my daughter. My husband had checked on the machine's ID, and my daughter's account was still active on it.
There was no ID. You and your husband are making it up to harass my son. Amy, you're the worst aunt in the world.
Enough, Chloe! I really want to solve this incident peacefully, but if you're not going to be rational about this, I'll have to get the police involved.
What? Do you want to put your only sister in jail?
If that would teach you a lesson, then yes.
What the heck is in your head, Amy? I'm your family.
That's right. Because you're my family, I was so patient with you that I gave you a chance to hurt my daughter. I regret it so much now. Just so you know, there's a camera in my house, and I got the scene of you taking that PSP out of my daughter's room.
What? No, you didn't.
I'm not joking. Are you going to return the machine, or do I have to call 911?
All right. That PSP is your daughter's. I got it for my son. So what? I just wanted my son to have the PSP that he liked.
But you can't steal things, especially from your family. What is wrong with you?
Amy, you're living a wealthy life. I know that your husband can easily buy another $700 PSP for your daughter, or even a more expensive one. But I can't buy it for my son. Why couldn't you just let him have it and buy a new one for your daughter?
I told you that the PSP meant a lot to my daughter. She's been working hard to buy it. As her aunt, you shouldn't have stolen her most important belonging, Chloe.
No! You still don't get it! You're so selfish. You never share and only keep everything for yourself.
Oh my God, I'm selfish? I'm telling you, if I'm selfish, I wouldn't invite you to my house on special occasions, and I wouldn't pay for your family's tickets. I can't believe that you have the gall to call me selfish after all the things my husband and I gave you.
It wasn't all my fault. Your husband, the person who doesn't share the same blood with you, harassed me, your sister. He yelled at me in front of my kid and yours and made me embarrassed. So you have to make it up to us by letting my son keep the PSP.
What in heaven's name did I do so wrong? You know what, Chloe? I can't stand another second of your unacceptable behavior. Return the PSP to my daughter and apologize to her right away, or else the police will be on their way.
Oh, don't use the police to threaten me. I know that you're not gonna call the police. You wouldn't dare to do that to your sister. I know you too well.
You're right. I can't do that. But my husband can. He's righteous and determined. He's gonna call the police if you keep acting like this.
Huh? Holy crap, you're right! He called the police! I can hear the sound of police cars. Okay, Amy, I'm gonna give back the PSP, so please tell your husband to stop, okay? I'll apologize to your daughter. I'll never ask you for anything. Just please stop him. Oh, I don't want to go to jail, please.
That depends on what you're gonna do next. Listen, after you've apologized to my daughter and my husband, I want you and your family to get out of my house. I don't care whether you'll live in a hotel or fly back earlier than your plan. I just don't want to see you right now.
Okay, fine. I'll do that.
Plus, you're no longer invited to my daughter's boat birthday party this weekend.
What? No, you can't take the party away from us. I mean, we flew 1,000 miles over here just to be at the fancy party. I also bought an expensive dress to wear. I prepared everything for it.
I don't give a tiny crap about your dress. I can't stand the thought of you ruining my daughter's party with your presence.
Can you think about it again? My son loves boats, and this is gonna be the first time he's driving a boat.
Sorry, I have to put my family first this time. That's the deal. Accept it or not. You'll still end up somewhere else. Your house or the jail. Not at our party.
Oh, all right, you won. I'll do anything you want. My family will go home right away, and I won't ever go to your house again, even if you insistently invite me.
Good. You'll have 10 minutes to do all of those things while my husband is handling the police.
Fine. I'm not a child. I know what to do in this situation.
Well, I wish you could have acted your age earlier, but okay. Better late than never, huh? That afternoon, my sister's family flew back, but I didn't see her off because I was still very angry with her. Although my daughter was still so upset after that incident, she managed to get over it and pull herself together to prepare for her 14th birthday party that weekend. She had a great party with her family and friends. After the party, I posted some photos of it on social media. Quickly, my sister came and left some irritating comments saying that we were spoiling our daughter with that lavish party. So I replied, "At least she knows that stealing is bad," smiley. She couldn't say anything back. Since that time, I have never invited my sister's family over to my house for any holidays. I don't know what Chloe told people when she was back at home, but a few people in my family who didn't know the story well called me and scolded me for being indifferent to her family. However, I believe that I did the right thing, so I don't give a crap. I'm living 1,000 miles away from them anyway. After all, what I regret the most is that my kindness ended up hurting my daughter and my husband, the two most important people to me. But as my husband said, it's not our fault. It's just that life always has things that we can't predict or control. So let's keep on being honest and kind, and we will be well rewarded.